Thank you for tuning in to Latina Stream Queens. I'm Marga Gomez, aka HIGHness. I started this channel 3 months ago. What? This video you're about to watch is a departure from what I've been trying to do, which is to upgrade my production values while talking to the most interesting and creative Latinas I can get a hold of. This episode does feature a conversation with an amazing creative Latina, but it's ratchet, it's rascuache, and it's so much fun. If you enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up, won't you? Please subscribe. It's a new channel, and we need your subscription more than other channels need your subscription. Again, this interview is with Daphnie Sicre, a professor, a dramaturg, a director who has created theater in New York, Los Angeles, and Miami. Let's have some fun. This is the first time we've ever actually talked, except for like a little Facebook interaction here and there. But I wanted to I wanted to just text you constantly. Now, do the students know about this show? Passion Land. Promised Land.
I don't think so. I just started promoting it. I'm going to start promoting it with my students. I just started promoting it on social media last night because I had been seeing the commercials for it. And I was like, I
thought,
yes.
This is going to be corny. And it is, and it isn't.
Yes. And it wasn't until I saw that, there was this great article about John Ortiz. And the article was finally, after how many years, he has a show where he's the lead.
He got his start at the Public Theater.
Yep. And he's been with, the Labyrinth for, God knows how long.
Which character is he?
He's the lead. He's Jose. He's
Joe?
Yes, Joe. Yes.
I thought he was the son. I thought, okay, nice, taking care of yourself.
Oh no,
he's handsome, but it's that means I'm old, and I will not accept it.
This man has been doing work for so long that this is his first lead. It didn't dawn upon me, and I'm like, dang. I was like, you know what? Let me just watch and support, even though it looks. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, people need to watch this. We're definitely desperate for shows. I did a project in New York with a professor when I was in grad school where I was translating stories. And this is from, I would say, mid-2000s, early mid-2000s. And my job was to interview women who had crossed the border and then to translate the interviews that had already occurred from Spanish to English. And what we're seeing in that show are the true stories that I was hearing women tell me. It was one of the hardest jobs I've ever had because I was just sitting there and I couldn't help but just cry. And when I was translating the interviews I didn't do, I was just crying. And so I think that part of the show really touched me. Because, as you said, you're seeing Ronald Reagan, right? And that is 80s.
It didn't even hit me that these were the same. I mean, this isn't a spoiler. You'll figure out that these are the people. I mean, they're not subtle about it. They're not, it's you see, Carlos, I'm Joe. And then you cut to, John Ortiz. It's oh yeah, I guess I should have picked that. No, it took me a half hour to realize, it
took me a half hour. Same thing.
Yeah.
It took, at first I was like, are they? At first, I was convinced it was the same. I thought it was the same timeline.
Yes.
And then within a half hour, which I think that's the brilliancy of what they've done with the pilot episode.
Which we're ruining. We're ruining that. Okay, that's true. That's my bad. Sorry, Daphne. You wouldn't have done a spoiler. I did that.
Within a half hour, they're dropping these little hints. That's the beauty. That to me is what made me stop and at that half hour point and be like, oh, this has real potential.
It's got all that good stuff that makes people love telenovelas.
Yes.
But without the garbage.
Yes,
it's for a telenovela for a greater good, I think is what it is.
Well, it's the prime time. And what I was saying when in on Facebook, I was like, it's a Falcon Crest. And I'm sorry, but I love Dynasty and Falcon Crest.
But back to Promised Land. It's a terrible name for the show. Terrible.
Yes, I agree. Yep.
The worst possible group photo promotion they could have done for the show, because I also was a fan of Dynasty. I never watched Dallas, but as I watched it, I was like, oh my gosh, they're doing the Dynasty storyline, because Margaret is Alexis, and then Letty is Crystal.
Yes.
And then there's the gay son. Dynasty had the gay son, Stephen. And he was always trouble.
It's a combination, because then it takes place at the vineyard. And so the vineyard represents to me Falcon Crest. I prefer Falcon Crest to Dynasty, but I was a big Dynasty fan.
And Thornbirds. I don't know, you're too young maybe for Thornbirds. But that was right where the woman had the thing with the priest.
Yes.
I think in the 80s maybe, but it was a huge, all the ladies on the subway would be reading it, and then they made it into a mini-series. It's like one of the first.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, and then Sex and the City did a similar line with the, hot for priesty. They don't understand. Priests like boys. They don't get it. And then they picked it when they changed from their Spanish name to their Anglo name, they picked the weirdest. Like, I was expecting to see like Miguel be Chad. It was like, can't you find a middle ground with your Anglo name, people?
That moment when they did that. Oh, your name now is this. I was like, what?
And why wouldn't you go Charlie for Carlos? Why would you go to Joe? Charles. I'm sure that everyone knew the translation for Carlos back then. This would be a good time to give that subscribe button a puñetazo and give this video a thumbs up. Let's get back to it. Wait, what's it called again?
It's Promised Land, yeah.
Promised Land. Okay. I forget it every 2 minutes, the name of it.
Me too. I was sending someone, I was like, I can't remember. Let me just send the picture.
Yeah, they should have the character say, when we came to this promised land, so that we all can just get it into our heads. The PL.
The vineyard should be called Promised Land Wines.
The millennial wine label. What the hell was that? That was like, you don't even get that on Fiverr. I did go for labels or names. Like when I drank wine, I would get Cupcake, because I'd rather have a cupcake.
Let me tell you, Cupcake was cheap wine, but it was actually pretty good cheap wine.
Oh, was it cheap? Oh. I think really there's only one person who's good all the way, and that's Letty. The older son?
Oh no, but I think
no, none of the boys. What?
You don't think Letty's son is he's
Mateo?
I can't remember his name right now, but he's the one who outs the father at the party.
Yeah, I didn't think that was so nice. First of all, you don't know what people have been through that day, and maybe that party was really important to them, and he ruined the party for.
It was the anniversary. True.
Yeah, I mean,
and by outing him, he's in a way outing his mom too. So.
Exactly. It caused a lot of stress, and I think there were other ways to go about it. But he was mad because of Daniela, and I won't spoil that.
No, we will not say anything else.
We will leave Daniela alone.
I didn't get to see the second episode, but from the preview of the second episode, it looks like you start to learn a little bit more about Letty and then the other woman who owns in the vineyard and their friendship and their background.
So she's white, that one.
Yes, the white woman.
Yeah, and I noticed in the first episode, all Latinos, Latino writers, Latino producers. Yep. I think I just saw male names, but, it's a start. I don't know. Did you notice any women calling the shots there?
I did not see any names. I'm going to take a look again for episode 2 and see how that evolves, because we also know that kind of sort of happens, that like the pilot might be so-and-so and so-and-so. And then future episodes, we start seeing.
Right. The directors come in. Like maybe Tanya Saracho might direct one. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah. And it'd be interesting to see who they can bring in, especially if one episode is more female centered, if they bring in a female writer. I would love to be able to see that. But I'm really interested in that as well, because I was like, yes, I want to see, you know, Latinx folk, Latina folk who are writing these stories. I want to see that.
Yeah, I want to see Spanish surnames, and then I want to
Yep.
just see it mixed up with, with women directing and writing and all that.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I was
Yes.
just very happy to see all the names that I did see at the helm of this. The actors could actually speak Spanish. You could tell, like it wasn't,
Yes.
they didn't just get some Hollywood people phonetically saying it.
It feels that this show is rooted in in reality. For right now, for what we're seeing for episode 1, for the pilot, it seems to be rooted in reality, in a reality that we know that exists, and a reality that we know that thousands of people go through and have gone through on a daily basis by crossing the border, and trying to make it into this country. And so that reality might have been what caught my attention.
Daphne, if I keep talking to you, I know I'm going to ruin episode 2 for you. So, thank you so much, Queen. You are now an official Latina stream queen. That's right.
I can't wait till episode 2. I'm going to watch it, and then maybe we can chit chat again.